Alright, some of you might have seen this on Instagram, and I had a small clip in one of my previous videos here as well. This is the 8120, and this axle broke the other day while Davey, my nephew, was merging. This tractor just had brakes done on it. Not that that has anything to do with it. A couple weeks ago, and this axle is broke clean off. There's not any obstructions in the field. It's got nothing to do with it hitting anything or anything like that. You know, there's no rough spots in the field here anywhere or anything, you know. So that axle is just broke clean through. So what we're gonna do, we're going to take this final drive off. Kaz Equipment is actually coming to put this new axle all back together. We need to do a few things here and get these wheels out of there, lift the tractor up, set it on blocks, and take that final drive off of there. Just back up, Nate. You're alright. Yeah, you're alright. Watch it. It'll flop back, so don't stop. Because that chain can come unhooked. Now lift up at the same time. Lift right up. There you go. Back up. Alright, so we're going to take these up, put them on the trailer. Hey, go ahead, lift right up. We'll meet you up above. That's what that axle looks like from the back side there. Okay, so we might as well slam this up on the trailer. This is right where the bearing rides. They're right there. Alright, we've got this setting on blocks here pretty good. And now we're going to unbolt this final drive. And hopefully we can manhandle this good enough to get it off of here. Get that blow chuck, will ya? This is not an OSHA approved blow gun.
I was just gonna slide off of the axle. I don't know if I can do that. Okay, now what if you got the tail? How heavy is that thing? Sure? That looks heavy.
Now, where are you going? Just step back. Ah!
Well, that's as heavy as I thought it was. It didn't take much energy.
Didn't take me any energy.
Alright, let me grab it. Now, just kind of watch it because this stuff is severely sharp.
It's not sharp here. You're on the sharp part.
Alright, you ready? I'm trying to roll my finger. There. Watch your fingers though. Alright, hold on a second. Now, hold that out. Oh my God, this thing is heavy. Ah, it must be 100 pounds. Yeah.
Last time I seen the inside of one of these, one of my favorite tractors was destroyed. Splintered on a tree. That wasn't fun. That was a good tractor.
It was.
That was the best straight tractor we've ever had, I think. It just gets ruined.
Alright, we've got the final drive and axle assembly and all that pulled out of there. Now we're going to bring the bucket over. We got just enough cushion material there. We're going to roll the parts into the bucket. Take this here back to the shop, and the CAS equipment is coming. And all there is like a 3/4 inch bolt. Maybe. Down inside that actual planetary itself. Now I dropped this in the dirt, and we're just going to have to clean that up really good. And there's a special procedure to go through to shim that and do all that stuff there. So we've got everything apart, obviously. And then what we'll do is this thing will be all put together with a new axle and everything on it. And the guy from CAS, he's got a crane on his truck, and he'll be able to set that right on there. And then we'll put the wheel and everything onto the axle. So we might as well go ahead and roll this into the bucket. If you want to grab that bucket and put it over here, and we'll roll this stuff into it. There you go. Alright, careful that it doesn't come unhooked, because it could come unhooked. we'll have to break this tire down and get a new valve stem in there. Wave, you're on camera! Alright, so this is a little makeshift tire bead breaker. I haven't done too many big tractor tires just because usually we're pressed for time and whatever. But I've had this tool for quite a while. Now the main tire guys, Kyle, like Kyle, that does our tire work. He'll be watching this video, he'll be laughing at me. But they've got actual air-operated big bead breakers. These are even a mongrel to even try to break down with a hammer. But I've seen Kyle do it. I think you've probably seen Kyle do it too with a hammer. His brother Dan. Yep. Yeah, they can usually break them down with a hammer. But we got this makeshift tool in there. Now we're just going to hook an impact on it, and that's just going to push it down. We might have to do it in a couple spots. All we have to really do is just get this spot here down enough so I can take this valve stem off and get the other one on there. And I think we're going to have a little bit of a time here getting this bead back seated because we don't have the tire upright. But we'll cross that road when we get to it. Okay, yeah, that's the easiest I've ever seen that tool work. My goodness, I probably should have spun that back out. Yeah. Oh, we probably better get the camera around there so everybody can see it. Okay, that that tool is fully extended there. It's just got a foot on it. Comes in underneath the bead of the rim right here, and then it just pushes the lip of the rim, and then it just pushes down on the bead of the tire. So I don't know exactly how we're going to get this back inflated again because the bead is not broken on the other side, and we want to be very careful how we lift this up because we don't want to be contending with the bead on both sides. So we'll go ahead and knock that tubeless valve stem out of there. It's just a basic bolt together unit. Pop this nut off. There's a rubber O-ring in there. We'll get that in there. We're gonna get the cheetah blowing up and yeah, get this together. We might try hitting this with a cheetah. I don't think it's gonna have enough oomph to it to get that to seat on there with it laying on the ground. It usually doesn't work that well like that. Okay, give that a tighten. I'll go get the tire chuck. Alright, we lucked out. We only hit it with a cheetah once. I figured if I hit it any more with a cheetah, it was going to be a waste of time. but it is airing itself back up. And we're just going to set this back on the trailer. Here is the broken axle right here. So got the seal still on there, and that's what it is. So you can see we've got two 450-pound weights on the inside of the wheel, and then it's got a heavy cast hub on there anyhow. So we'll put 15-16 pounds of air in this and call it good. Alright, now we've got one project to work on here. Finally got this pump delivered. This is a pneumatic pump for our bulk oil. We've got hydraulic oil in this one and engine oil in this one over here. This pump quit working the other day. I had to order a new pump, and it took like 4 or 5 days to come in. We actually had to get some oil from John Deere. So this drum here, we put the hydraulic oil in, and then we have this company that we get the oil from, Red Tag Lubricants. They actually put a blue dye in the hydraulic oil, so that if we've got a 5-gallon pail full of it, the pail's not identified, we can determine what kind of oil it is. So we're just gonna undo these hoses here and swap this pump out. It'll probably make a frickin' mess, but it's alright. Alright, we've got our pump on our hydraulic barrel, and now I've just taken the receiver and the display off the chopper, and we're going to put it on the combine here. So I use a ram mount in the chopper because that's what that has on the rail, on that right hand window frame there. Then I've got a bracket that I use up in the combine too, and this is a lot easier to move around with this ram assembly. And then I use this same display in the plant and tractor as well, but we're using a 6,000 receiver rather than the old 3,000. So we'll get the receiver mounted up on there. I'll show you the bracket that I had made quite a few years ago on the corner post of this combine here, and now my damn phone's ringing. So we'll run up in there and get the display mounted, get the receiver on there, and then I've got a sprocket, an idler chain sprocket to put on this bearing wet on the tail end of wheat here, and I didn't notice it until I actually went to clean the combine up, and the sprocket all was cocked in there, and kind of wore a hole through this bracket here. So we'll have to maybe weld something onto there, but we just got to throw a sprocket in there, new one. Well folks, I think we're going to leave you off right here in the video. That phone call that I got, and I got interrupted from doing what I was doing, and the video is getting long enough anyways. But before we close out the video, we'll jump up in the cab of the combine here. I'll show you how I have the display mounted, because this is an older combine that it wasn't really set up for the 2630 display. Filling the combine up with fuel right now. We started cutting oats here yesterday. There'll be a video here in the future on doing that. I'm sure I haven't filmed anything yet, but the next video that I do will be the reassembly of that axle on 8120. I did film that, and Kaz did a majority of the work. We used his crane to put it on, but that'll be in the next video after this one. So we'll jump up in the cab quick. I'll show you the mount that I have for this display, and then we will close this video out. So this is the bracket that I made up here to hold this 2630 display. It's got just like a 3/8 or a 7/16 hole in this angle iron bracket, and then I've got a ram mount ball, 1.5 inch size ball mounted on there for the display itself. We're running a iPad over on this corner post. I just welded a piece of angle iron on there, put a ram mount on it, and that holds my iPad so that I can run field view off of the iPad. I've got a second spot here for a iPad as well. I can move that iPad from there over to here. This is the actual field view iPad mount, which I'd like to find a couple more of them. They're a nice iPad holder. I also have a bracket set up on here to use auto steer on the combine. I'm not currently using auto steer, but I can use it in the style auto steer system that I could put on this combine. You pull the steering wheel off, and it's the actual drive motor assembly that actually turns the wheel. We currently have that set up in the 9320, and they're using it to apply manure. And this bracket that I made here, that actually hooks up underneath the motor unit so that it doesn't, you know, oscillate and turn when it's trying to run the steering wheel. I can't remember what that system model number is, maybe a 1600 or a 600 or something like that, but it's the John Deere, it's the old style John Deere auto steer setup, and then you can put that on basically any tractor. So you just pull the steering wheel off and it goes right on there. So with that being said, folks, I better shut that fuel pump off. I heard it just click, so the tank is full on the combine, and we are going to get cutting oats here. I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you at the next video.